Welcome, everyone. Today, you are going to learn something that has the power to completely change your English journey. This is not just a lesson. This is a transformation. Because today's topic is something no school, no book, and no teacher ever taught you clearly. And yet, it is the most powerful tool of fluency. Today, I'm going to teach you how to talk in your brain. Now, I want you to stop for a second and think about this. Why do some people speak English so naturally, while others get stuck, hesitate, and feel lost, even after years of study? Why do some learners, even with poor grammar, speak confidently and fluently, while others, with hundreds of vocabulary words, still freeze when someone says, "Tell me about yourself"? The answer is simple. Fluent people don't wait until their mouth opens. They don't start speaking when the conversation starts. They've already spoken in their brain. Before the first word comes out, they've already rehearsed the sentence silently. They've already practiced 100 small thoughts that day, inside their mind. And that's the secret. If you want to speak English fluently in the real world, you must first learn to speak English inside your mind, all day long. Not just when you're studying, not just when you're practicing, but when you're walking, when you're cooking, when you're thinking about your life, when you're silently observing the world. This is what fluent speakers do without even knowing it. They think in English. They talk in English, not just out loud, but inside. But here's the good news. You can train this skill, even if you're a complete beginner, even if you've failed before, even if your native language is very different from English. It doesn't matter, because from today, you're going to learn how to rewire your brain, so English becomes your new internal voice. This video will teach you exactly how to do it, step by step, with powerful tips, emotional examples, and deeply practical solutions. So if you're serious about mastering English, subscribe now, because this channel is your daily training ground for real, unstoppable fluency. Tip 1. Start with one simple sentence. Every 10 minutes. This is your first and most powerful step. Not grammar, not vocabulary, not advanced rules. But this. Start thinking one simple English sentence in your brain every 10 minutes. Now you might ask, why one sentence? Why every 10 minutes? Because that's how fluency begins. With consistency, not perfection. Let me explain. Right now, your brain is filled with your native language. It's your habit. When you're angry, your thoughts are in your native language. When you're sad, your emotions come in your native language. When you're excited, you celebrate in your native language. And that's okay. But that's also the reason English feels like a second life instead of your real voice. So here's what you do. Every 10 minutes, no matter where you are, you silently speak one short English sentence inside your mind. Yes, not out loud, not for anyone else, just in your head, for yourself. Let's say you're sitting in a bus. You look around and say in your mind, "There are so many people here." That's it. One sentence. Simple, honest, real. You didn't open a book. You didn't memorize a list. You didn't worry about grammar. But you just created fluency. Now after 10 more minutes, you say, "I feel sleepy right now." Then 10 minutes later, "I forgot to reply to that message." Then, "What should I eat for lunch?" These are real thoughts. You think them every day, but usually in your native language. Now you're building a new habit. You're telling your brain, English is not a subject. English is my thinking language now. And guess what happens after 1 week? You don't wait 10 minutes anymore. You start thinking automatically. You go to the market and say, I need to buy tomatoes. You look at the sky and say, it's going to rain soon. You hear a dog barking and say, that dog sounds angry. And now your mind is alive, in English. You didn't force it. You didn't struggle. You didn't wait for the perfect time. You simply repeated one sentence, again and again, until it became your mental reality. This is how babies learn. They hear, they repeat, they use it. And now you're doing the same, but with full control and full awareness. Even if your sentence is not perfect. Even if you make small mistakes. Even if you say the same sentence 10 times a day. It's okay. Because repetition is the mother of fluency, and consistency is the father of confidence. You are creating a brain that doesn't need translation. You are building a mind that thinks in English, not only when you study, but when you live. So remember this, every 10 minutes, one sentence, silently, inside your brain, every single day. That's how fluency starts. That's how transformation begins. And the best part, you can start right now. So tell me, what's your first sentence going to be? Tip 2. Narrate your life in English. Silently, all day long. Let me ask you something. What is fluency really? Fluency is not speaking fast. It's not using big words. It's not showing off your accent. Fluency is your ability to describe what's happening, clearly, quickly, and confidently, without stopping. And the best way to train that is to narrate your own life, every moment, silently, in English. From the moment you wake up in the morning, your brain is already active. You're thinking something, you're noticing things, you're reacting to the world. But most people think in their native language. You must break that habit. From the moment you open your eyes, start speaking inside your mind in English. Not out loud, just silently. And narrate what you are doing, step by step, like this. I'm opening my eyes. It's too bright. I feel lazy. I should wake up now. Where is my phone? Let me check the time. It's already 7:30. I woke up late. I have so much to do today. You are training your mind to speak English in real time. Now, when you brush your teeth, think, I'm brushing now. The water is cold. I don't like this toothpaste today. When you go to the kitchen, I'm hungry. What should I eat? Let's make some toast. Where's the butter? When you sit on your bed, let me rest for 5 minutes. I don't feel like working, but I must do it. I can't waste this day. Do you see what's happening? You are no longer learning English. You are living in English. You are becoming fluent, not through force, but through daily narration. And here's the truth. You don't need grammar books for this. You don't need perfect sentences. You don't even need big words. You just need to describe your life, honestly, simply, and consistently. And the best part? You're never wasting time again. Because now your life is your classroom. Your routine is your practice. Your brain is your teacher. And English becomes the background voice of your life. You don't need motivation to do this. You're already living your life. Just add English narration to it. And watch your fluency explode in the next 30 days. You'll be surprised how many new sentences come out of your mouth naturally. Because you've already spoken them 100 times in your head. So from today, narrate your life. Every moment, every mood, every movement. Let your brain speak English before your mouth does. This is not just practice. This is real fluency in action. Tip 3. Have silent conversations in your mind. question and answer style. Most learners talk to themselves in English by saying single sentences. That's good. But there's something even more powerful, even more realistic. You must start having full conversations with yourself, inside your brain. Yes, like two people talking, question and answer. Because in real life, speaking is not about talking alone. It's about responding. It's about answering questions. It's about reacting to people, situations, and emotions. When you are walking or resting or even eating, ask yourself something in English and answer yourself immediately in English. Let's say you're alone. Inside your brain, say, "What should I do now?" Maybe I'll watch something. But I've already wasted too much time. So what's better? I'll study English for 20 minutes, then relax. Or, why am I feeling tired today? Maybe I slept late. What time did I sleep? Almost 1 a.m. That's too late. Tomorrow I'll sleep early. These are not fake exercises. These are real mental reactions, the kind fluent people have every minute of the day. When something happens, fluent speakers don't think, "How do I translate this?" No, they immediately ask themselves, "Why is he angry? Should I reply or stay silent? What's the right word here? How can I say this in a simple way?" And all of that happens inside the brain, in English. You must develop this habit. Even if your grammar is wrong, even if you get stuck, even if your vocabulary is small, keep talking to yourself, because you are training your brain to be fluent in conversations, not just statements. When someone actually asks you the same question in real life, your brain won't panic, because you've already answered it 10 times inside. You've already thought about it. You've already practiced the conversation, silently. This is how inner rehearsal creates outer confidence. This is how you go from, "I don't know what to say," to, "I've said this 100 times. I'm ready." So talk to yourself. Ask yourself questions. Answer in real time. Argue with yourself. Explain your feelings. Debate with your own thoughts. This is not madness. This is fluency training at the highest level. You are not just memorizing English. You are thinking in English. And when your thoughts become fluent, your speech will follow. This is how confident speakers are born, not in classrooms, but in silence, deep inside their mind. Tip 4. Repeat one thought 5 times. Make your sentences stick forever. If you want to speak English naturally, you must make English stick inside your brain. And the fastest way to do that is to repeat your own thoughts 5 times inside your mind. Imagine you're walking down the street and suddenly your brain says, "I'm tired." That's it. Now here's what you do. Instead of moving to the next thought, stop and silently say, "I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired." 5 times, in your head, slowly, clearly, emotionally. Why? Because the brain builds memory through emotion and repetition. By repeating one sentence, you're telling your brain, "This is important. Store this. Remember this. Use this again." And when you do this every day, with real thoughts, you're not just practicing English. You are building a library of living sentences inside your mind. Sentences that are no longer on paper. Sentences that are no longer something you learned. Now they are something you own. So later, when someone asks you, "How do you feel today?" your brain doesn't pause. It doesn't translate. It doesn't search. It just says, "I'm tired." Because that sentence is already burned into your system. Now imagine doing this 10 times a day, every day, for 1 month. That's 300 thoughts, repeated 5 times. That's 1,500 repetitions. Now ask yourself, will your brain forget those sentences? No, never. You will speak them without fear, without translation, without doubt. And that's how fluency is built. Not by learning more, but by mastering what you already know. Every time you speak a sentence in your brain, especially a real thought, stop and repeat it 5 times silently. Feel the emotion. Say it like it matters. Say it like it's the only sentence you know. And say it until it becomes yours. Because in the world of language, you don't need 10,000 words. You need 100 thoughts you can say without fear. And this habit, repeating 5 times, gives you exactly that. This is not about memorizing like a robot. This is about building confidence, control, and deep fluency from the inside. Tip 5. Think in pictures, not in translations. Most people learn English like this. See something. Think of the word in their native language. Then try to translate it into English. Then speak. That process is slow, it's painful. And in real life, it doesn't work. Because you don't have time to translate. So what's the solution? You must stop depending on your native language. You must stop thinking in words and start thinking in pictures. Imagine you see a cup of coffee in front of you. Most learners think native language word, then English word, then build sentence. But fluent thinkers just see the coffee and immediately say in their brain, I want coffee. This coffee is too hot. I don't like black coffee. I need sugar. Let me add milk. They never translated. They just saw the image and spoke English. Why? Because they trained their brain to connect images directly to English. And this is the skill you must build. Start seeing the world around you and speak in English without going through your first language. If you see a person running, don't think, he's running, in your native language, then translate. Just look and say in your brain, he's running so fast. If you see it's raining, say, it's raining again, I need an umbrella. If you see your messy room, say, this place looks terrible, I need to clean this now. No translation, just picture to sentence. And this does 2 magical things. 1, your fluency becomes faster because your brain removes the middle step. 2, your English becomes emotional and alive because you're reacting to real things, not textbook examples. Spend 5 minutes every day just looking around your room. Pick 10 things and say 1 English sentence in your brain about each one, directly, instantly, without translation. This chair is old. That clock is too loud. My laptop is dusty. I need to organize these papers. You are building instant English response. You are turning your environment into a language lab. You are training your brain to see the world, not in your native language, but in English. And that is the most powerful shift any learner can make. Because when you can see a picture and say something in English, you are no longer studying English. You are thinking in English. This is how you become fluent. Not with pressure, not with speed, not with fear, but with clarity, honesty, and mental freedom. So, from today, stop translating, start seeing, start speaking, and make English your automatic language. 1 picture at a time. Tip 6. Talk about your emotions. Train your real inner voice. This is not just an English tip. This is a life tip. Because the way you express emotions defines the way you speak. And most learners make one huge mistake. They only practice what they see in books, facts, actions, general sentences. But they never practice emotional thinking. Yet emotions are what make language powerful. When you're sad, frustrated, excited, anxious, nervous, peaceful, jealous, confident, these are the moments that create real conversations. If you want to become fluent, you must train your brain to express not just what you do, but what you feel. Because in the real world, people don't just say, I ate breakfast. They say, I ate breakfast, but I was feeling so anxious. I don't know why. That is real English. That is human. That is the voice of a fluent speaker. Someone who speaks from the heart, not just from memory. So how do you build this emotional fluency? It starts with noticing your own feelings in daily life and describing them in English, silently, in your brain. If you're feeling nervous before a meeting or call, say in your mind, I'm nervous. I don't want to make a mistake. I hope I speak clearly, but I'll do my best. If you're feeling lazy, say, I'm not in the mood today. I feel tired, but I don't want to waste this day. If you're angry, I don't like how they talk to me. I should calm down, breathe, don't overreact. If you're happy, I'm feeling so peaceful right now. I wish this moment could last longer. You are not practicing grammar here. You are not memorizing vocabulary. You are doing something far more powerful. You are building an emotional connection with the English language. You're telling your brain, this language is not a subject. It's the voice of my feelings. It's the mirror of my inner world. And when you do this, every sentence becomes real. Every sentence becomes natural. Every sentence becomes you. Because now you are not just saying, I went to the park. You are saying, I went to the park because I needed peace. My mind was too loud today. I just wanted silence. Now your English is not robotic. It's human. It's fluent. It's powerful. So from today, begin noticing your emotions throughout the day and talk about them silently in English. Whether you're sitting alone or walking or just looking at the sky, practice emotional thinking. Because when your brain can express your feelings in English, you no longer speak English. You live it, you feel it, you become it. And that's what fluency really is. Not just communication, but connection. Tip 7. End your day with a silent brain journal in English. This tip is small in time, but massive in power. Because what you do before you sleep, your brain remembers, it repeats, it builds into long-term memory. And that's why I want you to build the most powerful bedtime habit for fluency. Create a silent English brain journal every night before you sleep. No pen, no paper, no app, just you, your mind, and your real day. When you lie in bed at night, close your eyes and start speaking silently in your brain, in English, about your day. But not just facts. I want you to talk like this. Today was hard. I didn't wake up early. I felt lazy. I wasted too much time on my phone. I wanted to do more, but I didn't. But I don't want to repeat this tomorrow. I'll sleep early tonight. I'll wake up and start strong. I'll give myself another chance. Or maybe your day was beautiful. Today felt peaceful. I finished my tasks. I learned something new. I'm proud of myself. I want to feel like this more often. I'm excited for tomorrow. This is not just English practice. This is mental clarity. This is emotional healing. This is confidence building. You are not just remembering what happened. You are learning to express it in the language you are trying to master. And here's why it works so powerfully. 1. It builds automatic sentence memory. The more you repeat daily sentences, the more fluent they become. 2. It improves emotional vocabulary. because you're expressing what actually matters, your inner world. 3. It trains your brain to treat English as your thinking language, even when you're tired, even when you're emotional. And most importantly, it builds a deep personal bond with the English language. Because every night, you're not talking to the world. You're talking to yourself. In the quietest moment of your day, in the most honest part of your mind. And you're doing it in English. That's where real fluency begins. Not in tests, not in interviews, not in textbooks, but in the silent space between your thoughts, when no one is watching, and your brain is truly free. So from tonight, before you sleep, close your eyes and talk. Just for 2 minutes. Just about your day. Just in English. It will feel strange at first. It might be broken. It might be slow. But do it anyway, every night. No excuses. Because small things done consistently create big fluency. You don't need 2 hours a day. You need 2 honest minutes before bed. That's it. And your brain will do the rest. It will remember. It will repeat. It will rewire. And soon, English will no longer be something you practice. It will be something you are. Tip 8. Shadow people silently. Copy real-life English inside your head. This technique is called silent shadowing. And when you do it right, it turns your brain into a mirror. A fluent, powerful English mirror. Let me explain how it works. When you watch a movie, when you listen to a podcast, when you hear someone speaking English, on YouTube, on the news, in real life, you don't just listen. You repeat what they say, silently, inside your brain. Let's say you're watching someone say, "I don't think I can do this right now." Your job is not to memorize it. Your job is to immediately shadow it silently in your head. You mentally say, "I don't think I can do this right now." Again and again. You try to copy the speed, the tone, the natural flow, the emotion behind the sentence. Even if your lips are not moving, your brain is moving. Your fluency is growing. Because here's the truth. Fluency is not built by watching. Fluency is built by imitating, by copying, by absorbing. And silent shadowing helps you do that without pressure. You can do it. On the bus, while cooking, while walking, in the shower, or even sitting silently at night. No one needs to hear you. No one needs to know. But you will know, because you'll feel something changing. Your brain is starting to build a voice, your internal voice. A voice that sounds natural, confident, and clear. Now listen closely. This technique is not about being perfect. It's not about understanding every single word. It's about getting the rhythm of English into your thinking. Because English is not just words. It's music, it's flow, it's timing, it's feeling. And when you silently shadow the speech of real people over and over again, you are learning what no grammar book can teach you. You're learning how English feels in the mind. Soon, you'll notice. Your thoughts become smoother. Your pauses become shorter. Your sentences become automatic. And your brain stops translating. Because now, you're not just studying English. You're living with it. You're copying reality, not textbook theory. This is what fluent people do. They don't create every sentence from zero. They've heard it, shadowed it, absorbed it. And when the moment comes, it just comes out. Naturally, like magic. But it's not magic. It's silent shadowing. It's practice. It's power. Tip 9. Speak English internally during boring moments. Turn wasted time into fluency. Let's be honest. Most people waste hours of their life every day. Not because they're lazy, but because they don't realize how much empty time they actually have. Waiting in line, brushing teeth, washing dishes, staring at your phone, sitting in traffic, standing in the shower, waiting for food to cook, scrolling without purpose. These are the forgotten moments of your day. And this is where your fluency can grow the fastest. If you train your brain the right way. Turn boring moments into internal English speaking sessions. Let's say you're brushing your teeth. Most people are half asleep, thinking about random things in their native language. But you, from now on, will think like this. I'm brushing. I feel tired. I slept too late. I shouldn't have stayed on my phone. My toothpaste tastes weird today. I have a meeting at 10. I need to hurry. That's 6 sentences. No effort, no book, no classroom. Just you, using a boring moment to talk silently in English. Now you're walking down the street. That man is walking too fast. Why is everyone in a rush? I forgot to buy milk. I'll do it later. The sky looks nice today. Again, you're not wasting time. You're building fluency. Here's why this works so powerfully. 1. It builds automatic reaction, because you're constantly training your brain to respond to life in English. 2. It trains you under real conditions, not sitting in a quiet room, but while your hands are moving, while your body is busy. 3. It turns English into your background voice, and that's the ultimate goal. The language that lives in the background of your life becomes the language that flows from your mouth. Think about it. If you speak inside your mind during these 10 moments, brushing teeth, showering, cooking, eating, walking, sitting in traffic, washing clothes, waiting in line, drinking tea, cleaning your room. That's 10 moments times 3 minutes equals 30 minutes of mental fluency training every day, without changing your schedule at all. That's the power of awareness. That's the power of focus. That's the difference between a slow learner and a fluent thinker. So from today, I want you to make this a rule. If the moment is boring, I speak in English silently. No exceptions, because you are not wasting time. You are using your life to learn. You are training your brain to make English your everyday language, not a special occasion. And that, my friend, is the secret of success, not doing more, but using what you already have, wisely, consistently, and intentionally. This is how you go from stuck to fluent, from unsure to confident, from confused to unstoppable. Your boring moments are no longer empty. They are powerful training grounds. So speak silently, honestly, naturally, and without stopping, because your fluency is not built in study time. It is built in life. Tip 10. Make English the voice of your future. Think about your dreams in English. This is the final step. And this is not just about English anymore. This is about who you are becoming. Most learners think in English only when they study, but fluent speakers think in English when they imagine their future. And that is the real difference. Your brain believes what you repeatedly imagine. Your mind moves toward the language you use to design your future. So here's the most powerful shift you can make. Start thinking about your goals, your dreams, your future life in English. Not small things, not daily routine, but the big things that matter to you. Ask yourself, in English, where do I want to be in 5 years? What kind of life do I want? What kind of person do I want to become? How do I want people to see me? What kind of work do I want to do? How will English change my life? Then answer, silently, honestly, in English. For example, I want to speak English confidently in meetings. I want to travel without fear. I want people to respect my words. I want to express my ideas clearly. I don't want to feel small anymore. I want to grow. I want to change. These thoughts are powerful because now English is no longer just a language. English becomes the language of your future self. When you think about your dreams in English, something incredible happens. Your motivation becomes stronger. Your fear becomes smaller. Your confidence starts growing. Your brain starts accepting English as part of your identity. You are no longer learning English for exams. You are no longer practicing English for others. You are using English to build your future life. And once English becomes connected to your dreams, you will never quit. You will never give up. Because quitting English would feel like quitting yourself. So from today, I want you to do this one simple thing. Every day, for just 1 minute, close your eyes and think about your future. In English. Not perfectly. Not fluently. Just honestly. Let English become the voice that talks about your growth, your goals, your next level. Because the language you use to imagine your future becomes the language you live in. Now listen to me very carefully. Fluency is not built in classrooms. It is not built by memorizing grammar rules. It is not built by watching videos silently. Fluency is built in your mind when no one is watching. It is built when you talk to yourself while walking, when you describe your feelings silently, when you argue with your thoughts in English, when you repeat one sentence again and again, when you think about your future in English before sleeping. This is where real change happens. You don't need to speak English loudly to become fluent. You need to think in English consistently. And if you do that, every day, even for a few minutes, your brain will change. Your confidence will rise. Your words will come faster. Your fear will disappear. One day you will speak English, and you won't know exactly when it happened, because fluency doesn't arrive suddenly. It grows quietly, inside your mind, sentence by sentence, thought by thought. So don't wait for confidence. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for permission. Start today. Talk in your brain. Think in English. Live in English. Because when your mind changes its language, your life changes with it. And this is not just English learning. This is becoming a new version of yourself. You don't need to be perfect to start. You don't need to speak fast. You don't need to impress anyone. What you need is to take one step today, one small English sentence in your brain, one honest moment of silent practice, one brave decision to stop waiting and start growing. Because fluency is not a gift. It's not magic. It's not for a few lucky people. Fluency is a skill. It's built. It's earned. And it lives inside your daily choices. You don't need to move to another country. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to be confident from the start. You just need to talk to yourself in English, over and over and over again, until the language feels like it belongs to you, until it stops being a subject and becomes your second voice, your second home, your new identity. There will be days when your mind feels tired, days when you feel stuck, days when you wonder, why am I even doing this? But I promise you, if you keep thinking in English, if you keep speaking silently, if you keep training your brain every single day, you will become fluent. You will speak confidently. You will live the future you imagine. For sure.